Hey guys, we're going to be going back to the Golbez Chronicle battle for two clears, a quick OTK clear and a slower budget clear. And we're going to get all missions. Now, for those of you that didn't hear or didn't read the news, Gumi has nerfed this event by removing the Final Fantasy IV series lock. Now, before I get in here and do these clears, I'm going to talk briefly about their decision and why I am very unhappy and disappointed Gumi decided to do this. So, this event was originally designed for Final Fantasy IV and the limited roster and the certain power level of the Final Fantasy IV units. It was also designed with the intention of being able to be beaten by the free upgrades of the Neovisions Awakened and the 7-star upgrades like Barbarisha, Rubicant, and Golbez. Global has skipped these upgrades, or at the very least heavily delayed them. They're a month late at this point. They said they're coming. They're still not here, so maybe they're coming in 2024 or something. But they're not here yet. Medina's already a year late, so maybe next year they'll be here. We'll see. But the problem is they're setting a really dangerous precedent by deciding to just nerf content instead of giving the units the content was designed for. So, players are now losing from both sides because we're losing because we didn't get the unit upgrades. Now we're also losing the challenge and fun of beating a satisfying encounter in the way it was intended to be beaten. As you're going to see, I'm going to take units that have no business being in this encounter and completely curb stomping the encounter. That is not supposed to be possible for this. Now, before people say, you're a hypocrite, you had Kane, it was easy for you, I've been struggling for a week, I can't beat it at all because I don't own Kane. All I can say to that is, I swear to you, if I didn't own Kane and it was sitting here along with the rest of you unable to clear it in time, because if I didn't own Kane, I would feel the exact same way. I'd be sitting there with an unbeaten fight until I eventually off-bannered someone doable, or eventually we got the Neovisions Awakened, and then I could go back and do it properly. I do not like this decision to just nerf the content and make it easier. The game is already too easy, and they're taking away some of these small remaining challenges left in the game. We've got some really hard trials incoming from the JP server, like Death Machine, Belphegor, Rathalesia, Gloomwing. And you may have heard me in JP videos saying how terrible these trials are, which is absolutely true. They're really, really hard. They're also terribly designed, and the developers just basically made mistakes when they made these trials. That being said, I don't want these trials nerfed that are coming from the JP server. As dumb as the Death Machine trial is, people have already cleared it in the turn limit on the JP server, and that's without even using the overpowered global exclusive units like Esther and stuff that we're going to have access to on the global server when it does get here. But does this mean that because Gumi thinks it's okay to just nerf content, are they going to start nerfing these trials as well? People may say yes because the trials are just badly designed, so they should be nerfed, but I don't want that. I don't want content in the game to be nerfed. I think trials like Stroper, Archaeavavius, Dullahan are those are the true stupid trials because they're incredibly, incredibly easy and just pointless. So I don't want content nerfed, and to get back to this current Chronicle battle, the decision for them to just nerf the Chronicle battle was horrible. They should not do this, and I realize that might be unpopular because a lot of you probably were unable to beat it, but that's because they should have just given the Neovisions Awakening units instead. Anyway, so here's going to be an OTK team with Karten. Karten has no business being in the Final Fantasy IV Chronicle battle, but this is what happens when you nerf content. It becomes a joke, just like the Archaeavavius trial or the Stroper trial. So General Celeste can imbue ice, Kryla can Calamity Concoction to break, Karten can shift and do his frenzy, which is just, not intended for this power level. And Napi can just clumsy swing 3 times. And that's a turn 1 OTK, and was that satisfying? Was that fun? Now, some people are going to say yes. A lot of players don't like challenge. They enjoy the fact that they can just roll in here and knock it out in one turn, yeah, that was fun for them. It's not really fun for me. Like, it's cool to, goof around and meme on trials and on older content when new power creep comes out and, blow up stuff in turn one. I do enjoy doing that. But this is like a brand new content. There is no way in the world that should be possible to do on a brand new challenging content. Like, this was a hard fight as it was designed. Was that satisfying? Was that fun? Was that something to look forward to all month? That we went in there with the units that were not supposed to be here and turn one OTK'd it? That question is going to get mixed answers. A lot of players are going to say yes, they enjoy being able to do that. A lot of players like myself are going to say no, that was not satisfying, that was not fulfilling, and by Gumi nerfing this content, they have just hurt the player base in general. Anyway, so the gear we used was Passive Provoke General Celeste, Death Immunity, Passive Provoke, Paralyze Immunity. Paralyze Immunity, Kryla. Base form, Karten, Paralyze Immunity. Start him in the base form because he does hurt himself on turn one, and we don't want that. Shift form, Fist build versus dragons and humans. There we go. So 225. Oh, no, never mind. 275 dragon, maxed human. And then Napi, Paralyze Immune. Just, support chaining. As you saw, Napi did basically no damage. So there was the overpowered clear. Here's going to be the budget run with Tidus. And again, a bunch of units that have no business being in this Chronicle battle at all. So we're going to do an all mission clear with these guys as well. So here's the ambush. We're provoking with Biggs and Wedge. So we're going to use Cacteria to triple cast. We're going to Cactus Break. Nope, no we're not. We're going to Barbed Boost on Tidus. We're going to Thorny Teamwork to Fist in Peril. And we're going to do the 89% defense break on the dragon. Alright, we're going to have Ling shift here. And we're going to triple. We're going to grant chaining frames with Celestial Combo Step. We're going to imbue Holy Element. And we're going to do Dragon Dancer to fill LB gauge. Let's see. Now Tidus is going to triple. We're going to Spiral Cut. And we're going to triple Stardust Ray with Biggs and Wedge. That was given by Ling. And we're going to target the dragon and chain that. Because the dragon is very resistant to Holy, but Golbez is weak to Holy. So Golbez will die to the Holy damage pretty easily when we start doing the AoE damage. Okay. So now we're going to use Ling to triple. We're going to Human Killer. If I can find it. Assassin Stance. We're going to do Passionate Performance just in case your Cacteria wasn't full on LB yet. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to Human Killer. Let's do this again. Human Killer. We're going to Celestial Dance. That's going to fill LB gauge for everyone. And we will Refreshing Twirl just for some healing. Okay, now Tidus is going to, let's see. Cacteria is going to LB to AoE 87 break and bigger Fist in Peril. Now we're going to support chain. We'll just reload. Now we're going to support chain on Golbez with the Stardust Ray frames. And because Golbez is heavily weak to Light Element, it's doing a lot more damage there. Okay, so now we have our SOB for Tidus. We're going to do that. We're going to Flood Chain with Biggs and Wedge and Cacteria. They're dual wielding as well. Before we do that, we're going to use Ling to refresh Celestial. If your Biggs and Wedge got mana drained to 0 mana, you can use Passionate Performance to refill the mana. But we're going to do Celestial to refill the chain frames. And we're going to do another Radiance of the Dragon to refresh the Holy Imbue. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cap Tidus's SLB with the Flood frames. This may finish off Golbez. It didn't. Not a problem. It's totally fine. And it's going to deal some decent damage to the Shadow Dragon as well. Okay, so we can either... let's go ahead and just chain or reload this. And we'll do his base form LB as well. No, you know what we're not going to do instead? We're going to triple. We're going to do Energy Rain for AoE Stardust Ray and then double Spiral Cut. We're going to use Biggs and Wedge to double cast, nope. We're going to single cast Title Shot and then something else. We don't want to break the chain AoE. Cacteria will triple cast Stardust Ray, and Ling can do, we don't really need anything else at this point. We'll just do her LB for more buffs. Okay, so we're going to target the Shadow Dragon and chain this up. So this is going to AoE chain and finish off Golbez, and it's going to deal some damage to the Shadow Dragon. Well, it finished off the Shadow Dragon. If we didn't finish off the Shadow Dragon there, on turn 5, we could have, if they were both still alive, you could cap Tidus's LB again. If only one was alive, you could just triple Stardust Ray on the last one alive. But we did it in 4 turns with units that were, again, had no business being in that Chronicle battle. And it was incredibly easy with like budget gear and all. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the gear, and I'll talk about some swaps and all in a second too. Let me show you the gear first. Okay, so Cacteria is on a Flood Esper, and she is dual wielding, paralyzed immunity. It's basically it. A little bit of LB fill so she can get her LB quicker, and that's pretty much all she does. She breaks Fist Imperils and support chains. Ling just has some auto healing and some LB fill so that she can get her self-sacrifice damage without killing herself. So just, a little bit of auto healing and some LB fill and paralyzed immunity. Biggs and Wedge are our Provoker. They have 50 Provoke naturally. Moogle Charm gets the other 50. Paralyzed immunity from Assassin's Vest. Death immunity. 100 Dark Resist. They're on a Flood Esper so that they can flood. They're dual wielding. They're quad attacking, although I don't think I ever used their tag chain. Yeah, I never used their tag chains. You actually don't even need to be quad attacking. I did give him the paintbrush for the, because he was going to tag chain. I never actually did tag chaining, so the paintbrush isn't even important. And then some Dark Resist. And yeah, he was just a support chainer and a Provoker. He didn't cover, and he didn't tag chain. So actually, Biggs and Wedge could be literally anybody. Someone that can support chain with Tidus and then chain on an Esper. Make him a Provoker, though. And then Tidus, Fist build against humans and dragons. There we go. Very budget gear, cheap card, a bunch of free gear. We did use one STMR, the Glacial Battle Garb. Probably wasn't required. We did it in 4 turns. We could have done it slower. 225 LB, 275 dragon, 250 human, and there was the clear. Now, if you don't have like Cacteria, for example, she's kind of a big deal for the Fist Imperil and the break. You can use a 90% breaker like Lara Croft or Venera or Crowned Lock or Hawkeye. Someone with a 90% break will make up for the missing Fist Imperil. You could also do like a slower clear with 4 units and then add a 5th unit for that 5-turn clear. So like add like another finisher or something like that if you need more help. But anyway, now that it is available for literally any unit you want, the Chronicle battle is kind of a joke. It is really a joke. So bring literally anything you want and just face roll. You can do a turn 1 OTK, you can bring Esther and kill it on turn 2, no problem at all. Yeah. So, I'm really disappointed that Gumi has just pulled the rug out from under us and nerfed the content. I'm not happy about it. I do realize a lot of players will be happy because now they can clear this, but I feel like the better solution would have been to just give us Rubicant and Barbarisha, and then anyone could still clear it as it was intended, and they could still enjoy the satisfaction of beating it without using stuff like Karten and Tidus, which are just too powerful for that Chronicle battle. Anyway, there you go. Some more clears for you. See you next time.